Hey everybody, it's RC from the Game Grave here, bringing you my thoughts on the Star Fox Zero trailers. That's right, the wait is finally over for all of you Star Fox fans. And I guess fans that are new to the series. So yes, the wait is finally over after somewhat of a weird and unexpected delay. However, I'm going to be talking over about 20 minutes of trailers here. That's because we pulled together all of the US and UK trailers together. Pretty interesting to see the varied different trailers from the different regions, but without further ado, let's jump into it. So here is the first official Star Fox Zero trailer. Well, from the US anyway. This came out about 5 months ago. This is post E3 as well. We're not going to be covering any of the E3 stuff because I'm sure the game has changed quite a bit since then. As most of you will remember, the game was delayed. It was supposed to come out last November. But this trailer is pretty much introducing you, as if you didn't already know, to all the characters. I guess every Star Fox game is somebody's first Star Fox game, right? There's Slippy. Showing off the new copter that's going to carry our robot friend here around to solve puzzles and drop bombs, apparently. And of course, Fox McCloud. Everybody's favorite fox that flies a spaceship. And of course, it can change into a little chicken robot mech thing. Which personally I think is pretty cool. There you have it, Star Fox Zero. The intro. Here we have the second US trailer. It's titled, Let's Rock and Roll. So this is showing off a lot more gameplay from the game.
We'll take the job. Andros won't be getting his way this time.
And of course, we're going to have our characters talking over it just to kind of lay it in there that, you know what, we're in space, we're taking out Andros, things haven't changed too much.
That's as far as you go, Star Fox.
Oh, and of course, familiar enemies will be making appearances here.
You're good, but not good enough.
And of course, co-op. Who would have thought co-op in a Star Fox game? It had to come sooner or later, I suppose, right? This is one of the most interesting things about the Star Fox series in general, is the fact that you can go the normal path in a level, and you could also go a different path to open up other pathways to other dimensions and planets. And of course, that is the newest ship there, dropping the bomb. I guess you're going to be able to drop this little robot friend of yours around to solve puzzles and drop bombs on enemies and maybe bridges and stuff, it looks like. And of course, plenty of explosions to enjoy in Star Fox Zero. The thing that really stands out there, though, is how nice the game actually looks and runs. It looks like it's running at a straight 60 all the time. Very nice. And here we have the first UK trailer. This is basically a trailer that's, well, it's really, really short. But it's pretty much just telling you about Star Fox and Star Fox God, how they're going to be bundled together in a first print edition with a cool little steel book. It all fits in the box. Look at that. Wow. Nothing too spectacular there, but fun to see both games bundled together, that's for sure. Here is our second trailer from the UK. This is an interview with Shigeru Miyamoto. Of course, he is apologizing for the delay, which, hey, it's okay. We get it. You wanted to make the game better, or you wanted to fill the gap when there weren't many Wii U games coming out. We get it. Personally, I think part of the delay was the fact that they wanted Star Fox Guard. I apologize, I cannot speak tonight. They wanted that to come out with the game. I think that was one of the ideas they had. They wanted to bundle it, so I think that has a lot to do with the delay there. Of course, here he's talking about some of the different new stages here. Yeah, the reason I say the Guard game might be the reason why it was delayed is because you didn't really hear too much about Star Fox Guard until the Nintendo Direct in March. So I have a feeling they thought that charging $60 for a game like Star Fox and it being somewhat short might be a problem for some. So if they sweeten the deal, put a second game in there, you're going to attract more buyers. Of course, he's talking a lot about alternative paths here, which is a staple in the Star Fox series, as we were talking about earlier. Finishing a level in one way may open other alternative pathways in that same level. Of course, the gameplay is completely new. I don't know if the gameplay is completely new. I mean, it's Star Fox, but they do have the brand new control scheme where you can use the gamepad to control, as it's showing here, control shooting. Or, I apologize, actually, this is the co-op, isn't it? One person pilots the R-Wing, another controls the shooting. However, there is a trailer coming up that will show you that using the gamepad, you'll be able to control the ship one way and use the gamepad to shoot enemies in a completely different direction, which is kind of cool. Of course, if you have the Star Fox amiibo, you can unlock this cool retro R-Wing, which looks really strange in this setting, in my opinion. The one thing they did not show in this trailer, because it's an older interview. Maybe they hadn't worked it out yet. I don't know. But if you scan Falco, you actually get a black R-Wing, which looks pretty cool in the game. And of course, this is where they're showing off Star Fox Guard, where if you haven't seen this yet, it actually looks pretty cool. You control the positioning of the cameras on the gamepad, and then you can actually see what the cameras are looking at on the TV. So it's really, in my opinion, a pretty ingenious way to use the gamepad. A lot of the games on the Wii U tend to kind of default to just using the gamepad as like a second screen, like something to play on if the TV's taken up, which is fine, but I don't know. There's always something to be said for a game that's truly utilizing it. And of course, Mr. Miyamoto hopes you play the game, and I do too. Okay, so this is the third UK trailer, and it might be my favorite trailer of all of the Star Fox trailers. They've all been pretty good, but this one is the history trailer. It pretty much starts with the beginning of Star Fox and comes all the way up till now. Shows you every game that he's been featured in, except for Smash Brothers, I think, but, you know, all of his main games. Love this, that they created this pretty cool 3D piece here for the trailer with the old R-Wings all around. 1993, Starwing. Of course, known as Starwing in the UK, Star Fox in the US. Look at those old school graphics. Mind-blowing at the time, but nowadays, man. Who knows, though? This kind of look is definitely coming back with games, so wouldn't surprise me if somebody decided to make a new space shooting game that actually had the polygonal look to it. 1997, Lilac Wars, aka Star Fox 64 in the US. This was a great little game. I mean, look at the graphical difference between Star Fox and this. It's crazy, isn't it? Technically, it's only 4 years. Probably spent a lot more time in development hell with the first Star Fox than, you know, it would seem. But, I mean, just the graphical upgrade alone between the two games is, in my opinion, just it's just crazy. And of course, the GameCube. The GameCube being one of the only consoles to house 2 Star Fox games. The SNES had the 1. The Nintendo 64 had the 1. And then the GameCube had this one, Star Fox Adventures, which I enjoyed, actually. A lot of people gave it crap for just being a crappy Zelda clone or whatever, but I actually thought it was a lot of fun. I liked this game. Star Fox and dinosaurs? I mean, what's not to like? And then later on, they had Star Fox Assault come out, which kind of combined shooting on the land with guns and everything in like a third-person fashion, but also had him... Here you go. Here's the third-person shooting. But also had him up in his R-Wing shooting, which I thought was pretty cool that they included both of them. Again, I think it's a game that kind of slept. A lot of people didn't give it too much attention, but I thought it was cool. Here is, I believe, Star Fox Command on the Nintendo DS. This might be the only Star Fox game that I did not spend a lot of time with, because I think at the time I was not playing too many games, but maybe it's one I'm going to have to revisit to check out. And of course, Star Fox 64 3D, which is just Star Fox 64 remastered on the 3DS. This one I have played a few times on my 3DS, and it is a cool little game. You know, if you like Star Fox 64, you're pretty much going to like this. Oh, Slippy. Warp speed. To today.
We're under attack.
Star Fox, he's back.
We need your help immediately.
Slippy here. I'm okay.
This is Peppy. All systems go.
Falco here. I'm fine.
Of course he is.
Let's rock and roll.
Falco, Mr. Confident.
Open the wings.
That looks awesome. What a great way to debut the look of the game in a trailer like that. Coming in through the water and whatnot. Now, I know when this game was first debuted at E3 last year, a lot of people were really complaining about the look of the game. They thought it didn't look as good as it should. And personally, I think the game looks great. I mean, what more do you want from a space shooter?
Feel the wrath of the great Andross. Shoot! I owe you one, Fox.
Playtime is over, Star Fox.
The other thing that's great is it looks like this game is going to be a great place to start out if you are a new player to the Star Fox series. Here's the tank, showing off a bit of the tank that Star Fox gets to drive around there. Very cool. And of course, the tank can hover for a bit with its boost ability. And now the ship can also turn into the little chicken leg robot you saw there. And there was the little gyrocopter thing there that is definitely going to be interesting to check out. Well, here is the third US trailer here, simply titled Game Trailer. I believe this is what they will be showing on television. Next to another one that we're going to be showing last, which is man, the history one is my favorite because it shows all the games, but the last one is my favorite just because of how silly it is. But this is a very quick one showing off gameplay and everything, nothing we haven't seen before, but still makes the game look great. This is the fourth UK trailer. This one is called Let's Back Up the Squadron. Of course, they go over the normal story stuff here. This is another long one next to the history one. And I believe this one is just... it's going to show off everything it can for Star Fox Zero.
Come on, let's give our boys some support. All right, boys, let's rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll. So, of course, Star Fox back in action. Here you go. You're going to see the water scene here again, which always looks great.
Keep up if you can.
Now, I really wonder why the UK has such a different crop of trailers available to them than the US did. The US, they're very straightforward. Like, here's the game, this is what you get, this is when it's coming out. The UK, as you may have noticed already, they get that, but they also get a cool interview, they get a long history trailer, and they get this extra long trailer here showing a ton of the gameplay. So here's the bipedal assault walker, you finally get a name to it. But it shows off a lot of gameplay for it, which we haven't seen in the US trailers. And here's the gyro wing, which is actually what it's called. I was thinking gyrocopter. But again, showing off more of the gameplay for it, and actually naming it for you. So I don't know if this is because they feel that in the UK this series sells better, which might be the case. In the US they already know how to advertise. There's the tank. It's called the Landmaster. I could not think of the name of it earlier. I just kept calling it the tank, but it is the Landmaster. But yeah, you know, UK and US audiences are always different. I feel like US is always more geared toward the action, where the UK is more geared toward a lot of different things in the game, like story and history and, you know, whatever else happens there. I mean, look here, they're even showing you the Wii U gamepad controls that I was talking about earlier, where you're actually controlling the plane with the, it looks like the thumbsticks there, but you're controlling the shooting with the gamepad as you move it around. So it gives you this whole other dimension of aiming, which I thought was very cool. But again, it's only in the UK trailer, so the way you're going to see these different trailers, here's the black R-Wing that the Falco amiibo actually unlocks, which is pretty cool. Nice looking R-Wing. But the way you can see these is on YouTube. Nintendo has several different region accounts. They have the US, the UK, and Japan, I believe. There might even be more, but I believe those are the main ones. And if you go to the different YouTube channels, you'll see all of these different trailers available. However, if you were just subscribed to Nintendo US, you know, those are the only ones you're going to see. Which I feel like you're really missing out, because these other trailers from the UK are really showing off a lot of the game. Especially this one. If you're interested to see the gameplay, you know, for the bipedal walker, for instance, you know, this is what you're going to want to watch.
Hear that, Andros? We're coming for you.
And it's my personal belief that gameplay trailers sell a lot better for actual gamers. I'm not a big fan of cinematic trailers, so showing off a little bit of that is fine and it's fun, but at the end of the day, I want to see what the gameplay is like, you know. So here we're actually showing off a good portion of Star Fox Guard too, which in the US trailers they did not show a whole lot of. So you got your cameras here. Use your stiff little fingers to move the cameras around. Keep an eye on those robots. Blast them as they enter your base. It's pretty much like a little tower defense game, which actually looks like a lot of fun. The only thing I wasn't too sure about here is that you're definitely aiming your cameras to take a look at the robots, but I'm not sure if you're the one that's actually shooting at the robots. I wonder if that's automatic or not. And of course, you can create your own invasion patterns, which they did show earlier in some of the other trailers, but I was busy blabbing about something. Talking too much to notice. I feel like these little pieces of the game here, where you get to create your own courses with the robots, is something I would have thoroughly enjoyed when I was a kid. And I don't think it's something I'm going to get too much out of as an adult, but man, I would have had a lot of fun with that back then. Setting something up and giving the gamepad to my friends, being like, "Here, see if you could even try to get past this. It's way too tough." And it says you can upload them to challenge other players and stuff, but like, how different are your levels really going to be from somebody else with the way they have that set up? It doesn't look super complicated. And of course, they have dozens of locations to defend, though, if you just want to play the core game. Which, I'm not as excited about this as I am the actual Star Fox Zero game, but I am, I would say, pretty darn excited to check this out. Pretty darn excited. Pretty damn excited. It says darn excited. Who says that? And of course, here you go. It all fits in the box, just like they showed you before. Very nice. And here we go. This is the final trailer and my favorite, so I'm actually not going to talk much during this. They show a bit of gameplay, but then they clip over to, if you all remember, the puppets from E3 of last year. Very nice.
Fox, your finger's on the transmit button.
Nice one, Foxy.
Nice one, Foxy.
Be the hero in Star
I love
Fox
it.
Zero, also including Star Fox
I wish they would
Guard,
use those
the
puppets
movie
in every trailer. Well, there you have it, everybody. That is Star Fox Zero and Star Fox Guard, if you happen to get the first edition there. Or is it, yeah, first print edition, I guess is what they're referring to it as. But personally, I'm pretty excited for this game. I've actually already got it pre-ordered, and I'm really looking forward to checking it out. I haven't played a new Star Fox game in quite some time. The game that we got on the 3DS was just, you know, it's just Star Fox 64. It looks a lot prettier, but, I mean, it's not new. It's not new gameplay. So, it's great to finally have a new game. It's unfortunate it's coming out on a system that a lot of people are claiming is dead already. But it's a system that I have enjoyed playing for the past few years, and whatever comes out on it, you know, I'm pretty interested in checking out because I've always been a big Nintendo fan. But there you have it, everybody. That was Star Fox Zero. Pretty much all of the trailers that you can find, in English anyway. So I will see you all next time.